Hello everyone and welcome to Call Them Husbands Part 2. Today's ship is DaiSugaIwaOi and I'm sorry I just woke up, so I hope my voice isn't too bad. Let's get started. Let's go! Have you ever had struggles finding good Haikyuu merch or anime merch in general? Because I for sure did. It can be hard, but this shop offers amazing merch. Like, I'm literally obsessed with the Haikyuu merch. They have the cutest hoodies ever. Now, if you want to get 10% off, click the link in the description. They offer me a collaboration which is literally amazing, and you support my channel this way, so win-win. Let's go. Being a trainer was a whole different experience when he was forced to sit on the side and try to explain everything with his words alone. He wasn't allowed yet to overexert himself in order to let the ankle heal properly, and he knew that he needed to be a good example for his athletes. Still, he could emphasize very well with all the times Oikawa failed to stay still when he was injured. Training was coming to an end when he saw a message lighting up his screen from Daichi. "I'll be there in 10 minutes to pick you up. Love you." Perfect. At least to end this on a good note, he could do something fun. While the last set played out, his mind wandered to all the different possibilities of how his fiancée would react, trying to figure out the most likely scenario. The opportunity presented itself on a silver platter at the final team meeting of the day. He just complimented everyone on their hard training they did recently when he saw Daichi entering the gym from the corner of his eye. He pretended he didn't notice, but his smirk took his lips upward, earning him some confused, some knowing looks. "Well, good training today everyone. I have to go now, my husband is waiting for me." He raised his voice slightly as a final word toward his team, who thanked him and gave a quick bow before leaving as well. Iwazumi turned around to pack his things when two familiar hands reached out to help him. His smirk turned into a warm smile as he finally reached his arms around the taller and pulled him close. "Hey." A soft chuckle resonated in Daichi's chest, and he gladly accepted the hug. "Hey." They stayed like this for a moment, just enjoying holding each other close, but eventually Daichi separated them and shouldered Iwazumi's back. "I can do that myself, you know?" "Not a chance. The doctor said not to overexert yourself for the next weeks." His tone turned softer, and he stoically looked forward, walking a straight line to their car. "Besides, isn't this what husbands are for?" The trainer chuckled, observing him closely as he put the bag inside the car, still refusing to meet his gaze. "Good. I was already scared you didn't hear." He leaned closer, teasingly, and gently let his thumb roam over his cheek that was quickly turning pink. "But I guess you're right. I'll let my wonderful husband take care of me." "You're gonna be the death of me." Before he could decipher the muttered reply completely and respond, Daichi pressed their lips together, pulling him into a gentle yet burning kiss. After the initial surprise faded, Iwazumi melted into the touch, holding him close until he gently tugged at his sleeve, a signal to separate. They smiled at each other brightly, and Iwazumi brought their foreheads together to feel him close, before they'd have to separate again to go home. "You promise not to train?" "For the 18th time, yes. I'm just here to keep you company and make sure you do your program correctly." Oikawa huffed, while Atsumu next to them snickered. It earned him a light punch on the shoulder from the former, and they started to bicker. Iwazumi still couldn't tell if they were friends or rivals. They entered the gym together as they usually would. However, this time Oikawa watched him like a hawk its prey. He knew that he wasn't allowed to practice himself, but he had to use the opportunity for the challenge. After all, catching the sitter alone, meaning without being attached to Suga and Daichi, was rare. Though, he must admit, watching him with the other two was also very endearing. It was dangerous for his heart that threatened to overflow with warmth and affection when he saw them. He smiled to himself as he settled down close by the two setters setting up to practice. He took his time simply admiring his boyfriend's muscles, though he'd never say it like that. Oikawa wouldn't let him hear the end of it, waiting for the right moment and occasionally getting up to correct the tallest form or stance. Get a room! Shut up, would you? He's just helping me. Nah, he's drooling over you. They teased and bickered, and Iwaizumi pressed a quick kiss to Aikawa's cheek before heading off to fetch them more water. On his way back, someone stopped him. Iwaizumi-san, nice to see you here. It was one of the newer members of the team. He joined only recently and sat mostly on the bench in official games, but was doing well to adapt and improve. Same here. As a trainer, I'm always happy to see that my players take their training seriously. Of course, I want to get better after all. His enthusiasm almost reminded him a bit of Hinata. He looked back to where Atsumu and Oikawa had been and found them a few meters further away at some equipment. He waved and walked toward them while chatting with the athlete. Isn't that the setter from Argentina's national team? Pride filled his heart as he heard him speak about Tooru with such admiration, and he nodded. Yes, Oikawa Tooru. And he is also my husband. We're here together. From the other side of the gym he heard a thud as though someone dropped something, and upon closer inspection it had been Oikawa. He quickly excused himself and rushed over, but it was nothing amiss except for the setter's face turning a deep shade of red, and Atsumu bursting out in laughter. Iwaizumi himself had to suppress a chuckle. Are you okay, Tooru? He glared at him. You were such an idiot, Hajime. Before he could reply, Oikawa silenced him with a quick kiss, hiding his face against his chest afterward. You love this idiot. Yes. He admitted quietly, and Iwaizumi pulled him gently into an embrace. I love you too. The atmosphere in the park was calm, and a refreshing, cool breeze filled the air as the sun began to set, dipping the sky into a brilliant golden orange. Suga sighed, relaxing his shoulders and taking in the scenery surrounding them. A little tension remained, but it got better with every time, and Iwaizumi loved seeing the joy becoming more prominent in his eyes again whenever they were outside together. These little walks were an exercise suggested by his therapist to help him work through his agoraphobia at his own pace. Every day he could decide, depending on how he felt, if they should go a more crowded path with more people, maybe through the city, or something less challenging, like a walk through the forest, or sometimes simply just sitting on the balcony together. Today he was a little uncertain, and as such they chose the park. There were a few people, but not too many. It was calm and soothing. Why are you looking at me like that? Iwaizumi smiled. I just think you look gorgeous in the sun. It was true. The way the golden light reflected in the dough-brown eyes and seemed to illuminate his silver hair was an artwork in itself, completed by the blush now dusting his cheeks. A smile tugged the teacher's lips upward, and he was just about to reply when they were interrupted. Sugawara-sensei! A little girl ran from a nearby playground toward them, smiling and giggling. Aika-chan, what are you doing here? Surprised, Suga kneeled down to greet the kid, who stopped a few steps before him, waving happily. I came here with Chi-Chi. We played on the playground and then there was pirates and the ground was lava and you climbed really high up on the tower, didn't you? A man appeared behind her, a bag in hand and ruffling her hair playfully. She grinned widely and nodded enthusiastically. I did. That's great, Aika. It's nice to meet you again, Sato-san. Suga greeted the man and they started a conversation about school and his little daughter Aiko, who, upon losing interest in the conversation, wandered off to pick dandelions from the side of the path. Ota-san, look! They are beautiful, Aiko. She smiled, looking around again when her eyes fell on Iwaizumi. She tilted her head slightly in confusion and the trainer didn't really know what to make of it. Suddenly, her eyes grew wide. Are you Suga-sensei's friend? He laughed at her excitement and, just like Suga before, kneeled down a bit to meet her at her level. Yeah, something like that. I'm his husband. Oh wow, like Chisi and Haha. Exactly. Ota-san, Ota-san. What is it, Aiko? This is Suga-sensei's husband. That's nice. Be nice to him, yes? She nodded seriously and turned around to smile at him. Sato-san laughed and took his daughter's hand, excusing themselves because it was getting late. Bye, Suga-sensei, and bye, Suga-sensei's husband. They waved before Iwaizumi finally turned around to Suga. The teacher was still blushing as he looked at him, smiling. His eyes grew soft. She likes you. That's what you want to talk about, really? Just an observation. He feigned innocence as he tugged at his hand, leading him back home. Though, feel free to call me that again. I liked it. What? Husband? The blush on the silverhead's cheeks increased, and he looked at the ground rather than at him. Iwaizumi chuckled and snuck his arm around the other. Looks like we have to get married soon, so that I can call you that whenever I feel like it. Suga chuckled. You are impossible. He turned around in his arms and kissed him. If you are not careful, Oikawa will die from a heart attack. Oh yeah, Atsumu wouldn't shut up about it when he came home. But they all seem to like it. They are already engaged though, so... What? So, what's the difference? That's a huge difference. You know that they want to marry you. Exactly. These are completely different stakes. It went well for Kemma too, didn't it? He's got a point. On that note, I think Sakusa should go next. Why me? Because Atsumu already saw Iwaizumi doing the challenge on Oikawa. Do it before he puts one on one together. How would he? Not even Oikawa knew it was a challenge. Just do it already. Sounds more like you're volunteering. I'll go next. Deal? Fine. Thank you all so much for watching to the end. I hope you liked it. If you did, consider leaving a like because it really helps the channel grow, and consider subscribing so you won't miss out on anything in the future like the next parts. So next will be one of the new ships, Sakura's Eren Kita. I'm super excited for it. Tell me in the comments how you think his boyfriends will react. And tell me your favorite quote under the pinned comment. And now, special thanks to my nerdy neckos. You are the best. You help this channel a lot. Thank you so much. If you want to become a member, click the join button under this video. Check out my other social media and the other videos in the end card if you like. And now I hope you have a wonderful and amazing day.
Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.